Welcome back, guys. Today I want to talk about the order block void. As you know, we don't waste time. We're going to get right into it. Okay. Order block void. It is rejection. As you know, I like to just simplify things. So it's the rejection of the demand zone. Okay. So what we want to understand here is, if you were to trade price action, you need to understand the candle that have pushed aggressively to the area, to the, let me say, maybe an old high. That would be the candle we use to go back to the downside. So this is not a retracement candle, but it is a candle that changed us to a different direction. Okay, let us get to it. So what you want to see is, if the price was pushing nicely here, we have a nice high, nice low, nice high, nice low, another high, another low, another high, right? So what we want to see here, I want to see what? A low. Okay, so that candle, this candle, it's a rejection. That candle is a rejection, which is the order block void. That is the most simplest way I can explain it. Order block void, it is a rejection candle from a demand zone, or from an old demand zone. So this is the GBP USD on the daily time frame. Okay, we're using the daily time frame because that is where we get strong price action. That is where we get strong momentum. By the time you go to the 5 minute, you're just looking for an entry. We're not looking to analyze the 5 minute. We are looking for the daily time frame. If you want to get his stuff right, look into the daily time frame and the 4 hour, and then you will be good. So what you want to do is, the box, which is a rejection, you want to draw your box from the head to the tail. Okay, this is the head, and that is the tail. Okay, so in this area, before this candle, beautiful bullish candle, pushed to the upside, we had, it was a bullish momentum. Okay, so they came there to an old high, that clean area, to an old high, and they pushed down price to the downside because there was what? Orders there. So we had liquidity on that area. That is why now we have a push to the downside. So what's important about the order block void is to wait. If you were to draw your horizontal ray on the upside and the downside, which is the head and the tail, you have to wait for price to come back here to the middle of the order block void, which is the middle of the wick. So for the order block void, you always have to use the wick. Okay, nothing else. We don't use the body, we only use the wick. But it is very effective if you were to look for it on the daily time frame, not on the 5 minute. In the 5 minutes, you're looking for an entry. So you were to put your trend line in the half of the candle that pushed us to an old high, right? And then we are expecting for price to come here first. We are not expecting for a sell as yet. So it goes back to a Judas swing. You have to wait for price to push to the upside before it comes back down. Price does not just go aggressively to the downside. Yes, we understand it's a rejection, but if you were to be taken out, it's because you did not wait for price to finish the orders full. This, as I said when I started, if this area before, it was now a bearish candle, because this is no longer a bullish candle. It's now a bearish candle because they came to the old high and pushed down those areas, those old cells that were there, they pushed down. So now that candle is no longer a buying candle, it's a selling candle. But before they used that candle as a selling candle, they left orders of buying candles. I know it can be confusing, but that is how he explained it on the paid mentorship. So if you were to be if you were to become now a seller there quickly, you were to be taken out because they need to first close the orders they used for sales. Don't know if that makes sense, but that is how it is. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is we want to see price pushing to the upside, which is then the Judas swing, and then we want to see price doing that, want to see price doing that, want to see price doing that, taking out all the orders that were sitting here, the orders that were sitting there, okay, and the orders that are over here as well. So we want to see price taking out all the stop losses that were used by the buyer. So where you bought, you would still use it for sell. So all these orders here are for your retracement, okay? So let's see how will price play out for the order block void. Yeah, there it is. So if you were a seller here, what's going to happen to you? Taken out. If you were to use the 5 minutes, you would have been taken out because you did not wait for them to close their selling orders first, right? And then now, so now that we know that now price is ready to come to the downside because they've closed the void, okay? They've closed the orders there, okay? Order that were blocked there are now closed, okay? So now we are pushing to the downside. So if you remember what I said in the last video, I told you that every candle, it's what? It's liquidity. So there is liquidity here. So if we were to have another retracement on that candle, we wouldn't be shocked. But this one right here, it's no longer valid because it's just been used, okay? So we are seeing liquidity there. Below that candle, and the half of that candle would be liquidity, okay? So only where would I put my stop loss? Okay, so your entry is there, and we're just sitting over there. See how it play out, okay? Nice. Okay, so if you can see what had happened here, you can see that we had an aggressive push to the downside. We did not hesitate. Price did not hesitate to push to the downside. Why? Because the orders have been filled by the first candle, okay? So that is the order block void. The order block void is the rejection candle. So, but before it rejects, right, when it went to the upside, it came there and there were orders that pushed the market to the upside. So they have to close the orders first, which is they will print another second candle. So it's 1, 2. The third candle will be a selling candle, not the second candle, which is this one. So this one is the retracement candle, right? This is the void candle, yes, and then this is a retracement, and then this is a candle that will push us to the downside. So that is how we will get nice entries. Some people call it the perfect entry because they have waited for that area. Do you know what I'm saying? And then if you see, as you can see here, we taken out liquidity. We took out liquidity here. We took out liquidity there. Okay. So what's left for the market to do at this point is for the market to come, just retrace a bit, because now that candle is an imbalance. It was too excited. It pushed too aggressive to the downside. Therefore, we have to get a little bit of a retracement and then we push again to the downside. So if I was to enter there, I know that, okay, I've targeted almost what? 4%. Just from waiting, you get yourself bagged 4%. Because you've waited. But those who entered early on the order block void are taken out because they think it's a rejection, will shoot straight to the downside. No, it never shoots straight to the downside. It have to first close the orders, which is that candle right there. So that is all I want to leave you with today, guys. Hope to see you again in the channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.